Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. We're back. We had like a 2 to 3 week hiatus.
Yep.
For those that are watching on YouTube, you can tell that we are in a different studio. Part of the reason why we took a while to get back on track was because we moved studios, guys. And currently, we are sitting in a couch that is bigger. That way we don't have to be like knees to knees. Right. You know what I mean? Like, because that old couch, man, it felt like we were, I don't know how do you explain it, like we were in public transportation together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been 3 weeks, Bobby. How the hell have you been?
I've been all right. I've been just stressed as always. Doing the daddy thing, being a father. Benji is finally walking.
Oh.
Well, sort of. He's walking. He can start off, but he always needs somewhere to, land. Or so like he can walk to me, but I have to catch him at the end.
So it's like someone that doesn't know how to ice skate, but goes on for the first time, and they don't know what the brakes are, so they have to like brace.
Yeah. So I mean, because he can use his momentum to keep walking forward, but he doesn't know how to slow it down and actually he can stand up on his own now and just like kind of stand there and wobble.
Like a drunk person, right?
Yeah.
Like a drunk person.
But he can't walk and end in that position. He's still figuring those muscles out, I guess.
So Benji's like when he stands up, he's in like Mortal Kombat finish him position, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny.
So speaking of stress, today I went to the dermatologist because my psoriasis has been kind of flaring up. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, it looks like you have chicken pox.
Yeah, it's all in my hands and stuff. And so, the doctor was like, I can give you all these meds, creams, and like pills and whatnot. But the main cause right now is because you're stressed.
Yeah,
so you shouldn't be stressed. And I looked at him and I was like, how the fuck can you tell somebody not to be stressed? Like, I think that's a personality trait, right? Like, my personality trait is, even if I don't really show it, in my head, it's like super stressful.
Yeah,
hence the lack of hair.
Well, you can tell people to ease off the stress. I don't know how do you say? I can't speak English after all this time.
Why did you become DJ Big Phony all of a sudden? Ease.
Oh man.
No, you're right. Like, I could tell people. I mean, you could tell people, obviously, hey man, don't stress, right? But then it goes to now I'm quoting like Korean comedian jokes. Remember, I used to quote American comedians, but now I have Korean comedians. A good 동생 of mine, Lee Jae-gyu, has a joke where he tells his then girlfriend at the time, he goes, she was sick, so he was like, 아프지마, which means like, don't be sick.
Yeah.
Right? And then she goes, do you think I want to be sick? And then he's like, you're right. Like, he realizes that he was trying to be sweet, but if you change the tone, it's almost like a command, right? It's like, hey, fucking don't be sick. Well, at least with the cold, you couldn't get better, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, what about if it was things that you can't fix? Like he goes, yo, like I have my grandma, and I'd be like, Grandma, don't get old.
Right.
Don't get old.
Right. Don't be on your last legs. Right.
He's like, man, what's up with this going up one step at a time? Go 2 steps at a time. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could tell somebody don't get stressed, but then there is no real like help, as in, like it'll be like, hey, maybe you should try meditation or yoga or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But instead, he just went, don't be stressed. And then he just left. And I was like, yo, fuck you, asshole. So That's what I've been dealing with these days.
I had a gout flare up last week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I saw you.
And it was definitely due to stress, I think.
I mean, if that's the case, you would.
I would always have
permanently be gouty, right?
I don't know. I'm blaming it on the stress.
Okay.
You know how it is.
I can tell you what caused your gout. I can pinpoint exactly.
What was it? I don't remember.
The night before, we had a company 회식, right? Where everybody went drinking and shit, right? And then for some reason, it seems like you and I are the alcoholics of the whole company.
Okay.
Because we can take it. I think we have better alcohol stamina than most, right? Mm-hmm. So
we're in the old group.
Yeah.
When it comes to.
Oh, dude, my tolerance has gotten shot, but we're the elder statesmen.
I found that night that I'm the second oldest at our company out of like 45 people, and things started to like make sense, like in movies when at the end of it there's all these like flashbacks to reveals, like that's why people treat me the way they do. That's why
it's the Kaiser Soze reveal. You're like, oh shit.
It kind of made me sad. Maybe that's what put me out. You know, it's the first time I got pain in my knee, which is weird. But it's the same sensation. Like I knew it was coming even before that day. The day before, it felt like I had bruised it. You know the feeling. It feels like bruised first. And then it's like, oh, when did I bump my knee on something? And I'm just like recovering from that. But then, it was Friday night. I woke up Saturday morning with, I couldn't walk and like a swollen knee. Yeah, but the thing was, at Samcha, we ordered sulkuk, right? And sulkuk had makchang in there. That was bad. Yeah, they had makchang in it, like gopchang. Yeah. All the stuff we can't eat. Right. Yeah. So I didn't, because I was drunk. So I had a spoonful and I chewed on it. And I was like, I might feel this tomorrow, but I didn't, thankfully. Does that stuff also affect your psoriasis? I don't know. Maybe that's why we both kind of are going through, a flare up. Yeah. You know what it is like this is a really fun podcast today, by the way. This is just so exciting. Us talking about diseases that nobody gives a shit about. We got to change this from the Noonchi Podcast to the Getting Old as Fuck Podcast, and we're just like on the back nine of our lives. Damn, the back nine, huh? Well, okay. I don't even play golf, but I know that it's a term that older people use, so I feel like I have the right to use it. Yeah, the back nine. I think back nine, meaning the latter half of your life. But you know, when you were a kid and you're younger and you're like, I never want to grow old. And I never want to die. Or you fear death. But now like that I'm older and I'm always tired and stressed out. Like I get it now when I remember my parents or my mom used to say, "Oh, I just can't wait to go die." I can't wait until it's my time to go. She's also like a really devout Christian, so heaven is part of that deal. So, but for me, it was always like, no, I don't want you to go. Like it would always make me sad. But now when I think about it, I'm just like, yeah, man. Death would be sweet. Like on a certain level, like I know I should be really grateful for health in my life and for having a kid, and I have to help him navigate through a certain part of it. But part of me is also like, oh, okay, I understand. I think I'm starting to grasp that idea of being able to accept death in a different capacity. So should we name this episode "Bobby Wants to Die"? No, it's just that I wouldn't be opposed to it as much as I used to be. What are the options? What are the pros and cons? You know what? Maybe it's also like Korean language and Korean expressions where it's always death related.
right?
How so?
Like, 뭐 배고파 죽을 것 같아.
Oh yeah.
죽겠어. 더워서.
Like
stress 받아서 죽겠어. Like everything's like
I can't even
right.
I can't even do the translation for that. What does that mean again?
I think I'm gonna die because it's too hot, or I think I'm gonna die because I'm too hungry, or because of the stress. I think I'm gonna die. Like everything is like to express discomfort.
Yeah.
Even
the other way around when you're saying something is
좋아
amazing.
죽겠어, right? They'd be like, what? Like
죽인다.
Yeah.
Like,
죽인다. Everything's like death related.
That's killer.
Yeah. So my point is that maybe Koreans embrace the idea of death so much because of the fact that it is in their language. It's in their expressions, I don't want to talk about death now. See, we went from old age to dying to let's talk about, I don't know if this is going to be any more fun, but this week I actually did my first ever Zoom comedy show.
Oh yeah.
It was a big show.
I heard about it, but I didn't know that it actually happened. Like I didn't have it on like an alarm.
Right. You shouldn't have. It was no, because I had reservations.
I wish you had told me though.
Why?
I would have watched it. I need to see things like that, like my friends doing Zoom stand-up shows, so I can make fun of them about how bad of an idea that is, like doing stand-up online.
But in my mind, like I had reservations about it when I first heard of the concept, and I saw like other people do it, but not everybody, but other people, and I was like, that's awful, like because you have to get the energy from the crowd. Yeah. But there's no crowd, right? So but I have training by doing this podcast to be able to like speak without getting zero reaction.
Yeah, with silence.
Right. So I was like, okay, this is I'm used to this, right?
Okay.
I have some training, right? And but what they did was they opened up like there was about 100 people in the Zoom call or whatever.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's more than people go to your shows in
Korea. Yeah. And so they put about 20 to 30. Yeah, because I was like coming from somebody that hasn't done a show in forever, right? But but there's they open up maybe like 20 or 30 mics, and so you can actually hear some reaction, right? But still, like there's a little bit of a lag, and on top of that, you can't really, because sometimes you see people on their phone. Because it's camera, like they don't even like turn off the camera.
Sir, can you step away from your camera? Please do that somewhere else.
Yeah, so I'll see like the top of heads and shit, and I'm like, oh man. But it was good to see, a handful of comedian friends that I have that. And I haven't done shows with them in a long time, so it was good. And it, obviously, it was because it was PK's birthday, and he invited me to do it. Number two, it was because proceeds of it go to like the PPE, like providing him for frontline workers and things like that. So that's why I did it, right?
Was there anything new that, like, from that experience that you picked up and you see that this could actually be a thing where you're like, basically, is there like a grid you can see? So you're seeing these 30 people,
right,
with the mics on,
right? Or
are you seeing the 100 people just all together?
You can see like whatever the screen is. I think it's 30 people, and then you can like move to the next page and see the other or whatever. And so
sir, in square number A7. You look like you haven't showered in 3 days. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, but like there was one girl that did that was on the lineup. She basically did crowd work.
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
Okay. Like, look at that quarantine beard you have on, or whatever. I was like, okay, because we only got like 6-7 minutes to do.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I haven't done a set in English in quite some time, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well. Wait a minute, what jokes do I do? Right? I can't do shit that I've done 3 years ago.
Okay.
Like, before I moved.
Oh, people are expecting you to do what's going on in the.
So there's a little bit of like, quarantine, like Trump jokes that everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, like I gotta do a little bit of that.
Okay.
But then I went mostly with what I've been through in Korea. That kind of translates.
Okay.
Like the psoriasis story about how I went to an acupuncturist, and the acupuncturist told me that I shouldn't have sex for a month because I have weak chi.
A weak chi. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm not having sex now, so it's just I think I can deal with it. And then he goes, well, you can't masturbate either for a month. And I go, I don't know if I've ever not masturbated for a month.
Okay.
And then he emphasized it 3 times. And the last time he goes, remember, no masturbation. But I opened the door to be like, all right, thanks, Doc, to go pay. So the door was open. He yelled it out. And so people that were waiting, the patients waiting, heard him say that. and I looked at there was like cute girls like waiting. And I'm like, no, it's not because I have a masturbation problem. It's because my chi.
Oh, you were giving them.
Yeah, it's because my chi's weak. Believe me, my chi's weak.
Let's just start from the beginning. So I came in about an hour ago for consultation. This is what let's go back to me in California. Yeah. First time I got like a little rash on my head.
Believe me, it's my chi. I'm not a serial masturbator, lady. Right? And so like I talked about stories like that, about things that happen in Korea. And I mean, it went well, but I don't know if I'd ever, like, I wouldn't do it often. These Zoom comedy shows, because there's a big element that's missing that is crucial to stand-up comedy.
Yeah. I mean, and also shows have started to pick up again in Korea, right? So you're doing shows weekly again.
Yeah, 3 times a week, Thursday to Saturday.
How's the crowd?
The ones in Hongdae are great. The one at the Craft House, you
pretty
came.
Packed?
Yeah, it's been sold out for the last month and a half.
Oh wow, okay.
Right, so every show's been great over there. You came to the Seongsu show, right?
Yeah,
which is like an art gallery. Vibe is a little different,
Yeah. Well, it was cool though. I liked it. I liked the setup.
But those same guys that you saw on Saturday or at the gallery, when they do their shit at Hongdae or other places, all them bits work. Oh, right. But
not
here,
at Seongsu.
But at Seongsu, it's like, should we laugh? So I don't know what the
when I went, when I went, there was like 20 people there, 25 people, and the place only holds about that many people, right? So it was pretty packed. But it also was like mostly our friends,
our coworkers.
Yeah. So you're saying, so the people that we didn't know there was about 5 people. So it's usually like 5 people at that.
No, there's about. I mean, it's just a smaller like crowd, so maybe like 10. On average, 10 to 15 people.
And everyone's kind of feeling out the vibe if they're allowed to laugh or not.
Right.
Right. That's rough.
Yeah. So like it's a lot of bombing going on in Seongsu, and
it's a rough city.
But like the people that schedule both shows, they try to stick me in where like it's hard. It's a harder show. Meaning like, this is everyone wants to do Hongdae this week. So Danny, can you go to Seongsu to do these rough shows?
Oh, really?
And I'm like, all right. Like I want to have fun shows too, right? But because like you probably had. I don't know about music, but when you perform, there's some shows you're like, this is fun. Yeah. This is not a job, right?
Oh yeah.
And then there's sometimes like, this is a fucking job. Like this is like, I'm just gonna close my eyes and just do my set and get the fuck off.
Yeah. Right? It's rough, man. Yeah, I get it.
Because
I get it.
Because like there's times where I'm just like, all right, I have 20 minutes to do. I'm just gonna power through these 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to make them laugh. If it don't work, oh well, right? Like yeah. So thankfully, that show that you came as Hongsu, the reaction was all right. When
it was good. I had fun.
Everyone else kind of ate shit except Youngie. Youngie did all right.
Yeah.
But then everyone else, including one of my dongsengs that actually works with us, he shat the bed, right? But he admitted he was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be an awkward ass Monday. It's like hard to. That's why I don't like to invite people to any of my gigs.
No, I get it too. I don't like. I stopped doing that a long time ago, where I would invite people that I knew. I do that every now and then, but like I only want people to be there if they really want to be there and if they actually know my music,
right?
Because otherwise, it's just like I feel like I'm wasting people's time.
Have you bombed hard in front of people that you knew, like, and you like your friends?
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I always like. It's always an awkward moment seeing them again, but it's always like me trying to figure out a way to cut them out of my life.
Have they ever said like, "Hey man, like go get him next time, Tiger"? Like, you know what I mean, like that kind of talk, or is it like, oh,
Yo, it was one time I played at the Conrad in Yeouido. Like they did this like summer series,
right?
And they asked me to play one night. Like I had to do like 2 or 3 sets. Jeez. I remember. And then I had a friend that was visiting with her husband, and they happened to be staying at the Conrad.
Oh no, okay.
And I don't know. I wouldn't like publicize these shows because like I'm playing for. It's not my show. I'm playing at their like rooftop bar,
right,
kind of thing. So I'm like the lounge singer, but I don't know, for some reason I just put up like on my Instagram stories or something, oh, I'm playing at the Conrad, you know, and then they're like, oh, I'm staying at the Conrad. And I remember it was like the 3rd set or the last set, but the first set was so bad that the manager was like, I think the problem is your songs. And so they were like, can you just not sing? Do you have any like happy music? I'm just like, you guys booked me. Like, you know what the deal is. They're like, can you do like covers or something? And I was just like, yeah, fine. So I started to like think of some covers I could do, which, I hate doing covers.
Right.
But I mean, even covers, you need to rehearse.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, like a norebang book. Like, all right, let's try this out. Let's see how this works. So I'm up there, I'm the performer, and then my friend like comes like halfway through the set, and I'm doing like a Coldplay song or something. I'm like so embarrassed. And not only am I doing that, I'm just like, my voice is cracking because I'm not reaching keys and stuff. Nobody's listening. I've just given up on life. Like I'm thinking about like, all right, what hole can I crawl into after this and get drunk off my mind, And afterwards it was like, hey, so you're staying at the Conrad. I was like,
man.
But then running into, and then I've run into them ever since, and it's always been like, it's always me trying to figure out how to apologize for that moment.
For the 4th time, I apologize.
Oh man.
Do you, like, for me, like, while I'm on stage and I know that this is not going well, the gig's not going well, I mentally tell myself, is this a soju kind of day or is this a hard liquor kind of day? You know what I mean? As I'm telling jokes and all, and you know, granted, like for me, like I've been doing stand up in Korean for what, 3 years now.
Yeah.
So I still, in my mind, it's all in English, right? And so it's being translated as fast as possible and then coming out of my mouth, right? So, but while that's going on, there's other part of my brain that goes, I should probably drink tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I do that too.
Yeah.
Often.
And
but I also know that, having done so many terrible shows and the fact that I stuck with it and that's how I know like I have had what it took, or what it takes. Because I've seen so many people have those moments and just give up.
Right.
It's not about, having a perfect night every night. Like what, unless you're like, I don't know, good. So, the journey needs to have valleys and peaks, right? So,
yes, the other day, now there's about 20 some comics. I use that word loosely, but there's 27 people that perform stand-up comedy in Seoul, right? And there's this one kid. He goes, "Hey, can you give me feedback on my set?" So I gave him feedback, which wasn't nice. But I'm not necessarily I'm not a very warm type of person when it comes to words.
Like a kid, as in he's first time doing stand-up, like, or really young, like
he's young. He's 21. Right? He's a college kid, but he's been doing stand-up at the open mic scenes in Korea for, let's say, 6 months, right?
Oh, okay. So he's fresh.
So he's like, "Can you give me feedback on my set and before the show?" And I was like, "Okay." So I watched his set, and I don't like watching anybody's set, right? I just want to just kind of be on my own, like, kind of smoke a cigarette, just get my mind right? But I was watching his set, and it was like, in the beginning, like, things were going okay.
Okay.
And then there was a turn, and I went, "Okay, well, this is why." And so afterwards, I go, "Here's my feedback. You're not likable." Right?
Yeah.
And then so here's the part that, okay, maybe I could have came at it a little bit softer, right? But I went, "You're not likable." And then he's trying to debate and argue with me about
why he disagrees with you?
Why he disagrees that he thinks he's likable. And on top of that, he goes, "Why is that even important?" Right? And I go, "Well, I don't know. Like, first of all, I believe that comedians, they need to be likable, especially if you're going to even do darker shit. If you're going to do like crazy dark shit, the crowd needs to like you, because if they hate you and you do dark shit, you're a serial killer on stage, right? So so you need to be likable, number one.
Anthony Jeselnik is very dark,
right?
But he's very likable.
Yeah.
Okay, I would agree.
Yeah. So you can't be like not likable, or not whatever that is, like charming, and then just try to tell jokes. Nobody's gonna pay attention.
So he didn't take it very well.
Yeah. And then he goes, "And I disagree. Why, why do you need to be likable?" That's what he said. And I was like, "I don't know. I've been doing stand-up for about the amount of time that you've been alive on this planet. I think I know a little bit more than you."
He's half your age.
Yeah. Not only that, he's 21. I've been doing stand-up for 20 years. What the fuck was that? Right?
Yeah, shit's falling.
Yeah. So yeah. He's 21. I've been doing stand-up for 20 years now.
Yeah.
So pretty much his whole life that he's been on this planet, I've been doing stand-up, right?
So he basically wanted to hear you say good things, like feedback, as in how, like, he didn't want to hear the negative stuff, so he's just kind of talking back.
Right. And I was like, this is what I told him. If this is how you're gonna take my feedback, don't ask for it ever again. And he's like, no, I need it. Like he goes to a pretty, I guess, the best college in Korea, right? So like he has that nerd mentality of approaching everything. You know what I mean? Like he will write his whole set verbatim.
Oh,
right?
Really?
Okay. He will look right before the set. He will look at his other sets and like try to take notes. Like he's approaching it like he's studying for a test.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I go, "You don't need to do that, because you don't have any flexibility then, because I go. If you write your whole shit verbatim,
Yeah.
right? And this is what at this point you think people are supposed to laugh, and you go to that punchline, and people don't laugh. You're gonna be like, oh shit, right?
Well, I could see that working. Like, if it depends what kind of comic he is.
Right.
Like, if he was like a Mitch Hedberg,
Right.
you know, just who basically sticks to a script,
right.
or like who else does that? It's like Joe Wang, I don't know, or like you know, someone that doesn't really know the language well, but they just stick to their script.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know his script.
Yeah, you don't. I mean,
Yeah, so I'll believe you.
It's okay. And I went. All right, dude. Like, and then he got drunk, and then he kept on trying to debate more like comedy things with me, and I was like, man, this is a waste of booze right now. There's 2 cute girls that came with us to the ilcha,
Yeah.
and because of him, they left.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because he was like, I was having a good time at a table with 2 girls, and then he was at the far table, and he comes over and tries to ask for more advice about like comedy and life, and I was like, oh, shut the fuck up. But
It's
I can't.
like, you should ask him what if they teach you cock blocking 101 at school. Like
Chamaksa. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. But I found I don't know if you're really into it, but I found the best Chatpaguri
yeah.
place I've had. It's
It's a place that makes Chatpaguri
and other shit too.
It's just like a pojangmatcha that has Chatpaguri on the menu now.
It's a pojangmatcha. But there's something about that Chatpaguri it's the best I've had.
Well, how much have you had
to drink?
Did you drink before that?
I was samcha. Right.
Samcha,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was drunk, but I've had Chatpaguri at other places.
Yeah.
At other pojangmatchas. This one is the tip top number one.
What was it about it? Was it like the right amount of heat?
The right amount of heat. There was also how would you say the texture of the noodles. It wasn't al dente.
Chewiness? Okay.
It wasn't al dente, but it had the right amount of firmness.
Okay.
You know, and 2 eggs fried.
Oh, okay.
I was like, well, not 1, 2 eggs. You know, like whatever, the scallions or whatever, but I can't explain it. There's something about that sauce, that mixture that I was eating. I was like, this is better. This is better than anything I've had so far.
They probably put like MSG in it.
Probably.
Yeah. That's not a bad move. MSG makes everything taste better.
Okay, dude, yesterday I went and ate lamb skewers, right? Plus naengmyeon at the place.
Yeah.
Plus the kwabaru, right?
Yeah.
The it's like
탕수육.
Yeah, kind of like
it's the chapsal version of it, right?
So it was that, and I ate. I was full.
Yeah.
Drank. Then we went to another bar and drank. And then we went to this place, and there was 4 of us, and we ordered 3 Chatpaguris, which would serve about 8 people, and we drank more. And I was like, oh my god! So today, I didn't wake up hungover. I woke up full, but I still felt the alcohol in me.
Have you had anything to eat today?
No.
It's like 5:00.
Yeah. But what happened was I had the alcohol, the surtong.
Oh man, you had the bubble guts.
Yeah. So the surtong, now I feel like, okay, I think now I'm at equilibrium.
Okay.
As of right now.
So you made some space.
Yes.
So
because
ready to eat.
Because yesterday was the 4th of July, and I don't even celebrate it like I don't even remember how to celebrate 4th of July.
Yeah. I've been here for 10 4th of Julys, and I don't think I've ever celebrated.
Not a backyard hamburger, hot dog, none of that. No. Really?
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I celebrated the 4th of July in Korea.
I mean, the last 4th of July, like I remember looking up. I was in Itaewon at that time, and I saw fireworks.
Okay.
From the base. But like, you know, there's a part of me that every day I feel farther and farther away from being American. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are far away from America.
But being American, like,
No,
identifying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like clearly I'm an American, and clearly, you know, but you know,
get it.
There's some things I'm like, I don't, you know. All the questions that people at the Zoom comedy club that we had a Q&A, all they asked me about was what's going on in Korea.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and
so are you saying you want to have the fireworks? You want to do the barbecues? You want to keep that going?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of people that do that stuff.
Here and there.
You can get like those firework poppers and stuff. You know, like, you can do stuff like that.
I mean,
Happy 4th of July. It reminds me of that Bobby Lee thing. Dad, why don't we get a Christmas tree for Christmas? Look outside, there's trees. Merry Christmas.
Crazy ass Bobby. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you've been here obviously like way longer than me, so I feel like
I've given up on life, basically, in many ways.
Well, yeah, clearly. But like, do you feel like a bit of not sadness, but you go, hey, like I don't feel American. Do you have those feelings?
Yeah. Definitely now, you know, I've been trying to keep up with what's going on back home, but it's hard. Just because I'm not, I'm not as active online and stuff. And when I am, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, so I can navigate that first, and then on my priority list, then I'll check to see what's going on in LA, because my mom lives there, and I have family there. So, but then normally, if I was back home, and I think I'd be, you know, talking more about like what's going on and trying to do my best to see how I can be a part of everything. But like for me, it really is. I'm just exhausted. Like, I think we talked about this before, but just being a dad is something that is new to me, and it's really difficult for me. So yeah, just like a lot of things for me is like not even being Korean so much. It's like being a dad first now. This kid stays alive, and then like, I don't know, I got lots of issues. Like, I don't feel Korean either. I don't feel American. I don't feel like a citizen of the world either. I just feel like I don't belong. I just, you know, have to make sure my kid can eat, and you know.
But I'm a creep. No, I mean, obviously I don't have kids, but I kind of understand it from looking at my parents' point of view. My parents, like, they truly didn't give a shit about what the hell was going on.
Oh yeah.
About anywhere. They only cared about like our nuclear family surviving, right? Meaning, you know, like mom, dad, my sister, and me, right? So they didn't give a fuck about like anything else, like whether it's politics or whether it's social. And I don't know if that's right or wrong per se, but I understand that from the point of view of this is what's important, and I'm just taking care of this, right?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, like, I'm not totally like void of you know, emotion. You know, I still am moved by what's going on back home in good and bad ways, and it really does piss me off, like what I hear about what's going on. It's just like but I'm glad change is coming about. I want to hope, you know, for the best, so that's where I am. But really what it is, like, even now, you could probably tell in my voice, it's just like I'm barely hanging on, like, just to stay motivated for myself and for my family. So I don't know. I'm in a weird place in life. I'm grateful for the things I have. I'm grateful that we have work. That I know a lot of people are struggling and to find work even now. So I'm trying not to take anything for granted. I feel safe in Korea for reasons like I don't know. Even like I feel grateful for that Korea, is really a safer place, I guess, than other places.
All around, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not perfect here either. We need to do our best here too.
But I mean, I guess where is right? Like I've been thinking about like the pros and cons of living here and living back in the U.S. Right? And I mean, right now when it comes to the U.S. is spiking crazy, and a lot of people are pointing to the fact of the protests and not wearing masks in these protests caused a significant spike, particularly in California.
Okay.
Right. And so they're definitely not flattening the curve back home.
Yeah.
So that's an issue compared to here where there are, there are cases still, popping up here in Korea, but it's, it's still not as crazy as back home, right?
Yeah.
And so stuff like that, like, and we've talked about this before in terms of like crime, like getting mugged, what I mean?
Feeling safe.
Yeah. That kind of stuff I totally enjoy here more than back home.
Yeah.
But there's gonna always be like this, there in my DNA, I guess, but which is not a scientific thing, but like my culture it leans more toward Western U.S. culture. There's some things I go, what the fuck? Why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why do I have to call you Nim?
Right.
Not even like I get like CEOs or whatever. I have to call them like 사장님 or whatever. But like you're just a person.
Yeah.
And I and I have to call you like whatever. If your name is like Minsu, I have to call you like Minsu님.
Yeah.
안녕하세요, 민수님. Did you do that? I'm like, this nim shit fucking pisses me off,
shit.
right? Not that
it.
it pisses me off. I mean, it's this kind of like, it's like calling everybody sir and ma'am in my mind, And I'm like, do we really need to do that? Are you a sir? Have you been knighted?
Yeah, no, I always catch myself because I know that I'm supposed to say it. But I always like add it on later. Oh, I forgot to say Nim, and it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. But like it's, I don't know. I think where we work, we have it better than other offices, I think, because we would probably get in trouble for not saying it all the time.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad. I'm happy working at this place. And anyway, my energy is super high today, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like there's much difference from episode 1 till now in terms of in terms of it's
man.
But I do have I'm very curious. I mean, I've known you for quite some time.
Yeah.
And you've always expressed your emotions in a more like, especially when you're down, you like to express it.
Yeah.
Do you think it helps you? Like when you express it, when you vocalize it?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely...
Is it like a venting thing?
I think venting is important for me because I just want it out there. I want to be able to, to tell someone about it and either get a response or not a response or whatever, just to know that, I'm not crazy.
Right. Right.
Instead of keeping it all in, because I know how it is for me, what kind of person I am. Like if I bottle things up, I'll eventually explode.
Right.
Like, and if I happen to explode at the wrong time, it could be really bad for me. Like around the wrong people or, and I never know what the trigger is. So I try to kind of get that stress relieve that stress in whatever way I can, like inventing when I see someone
Right.
that I know and I trust that can like bring stuff up.
No, because I mean, I'm curious because to circle back, it's called the callback. I'm trying not to stress because I'm of all this shit, and I know personally I hold a lot of shit back, you know.
I know you do too.
Yeah, but
You're pretty patient.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think like, is that a good thing for me? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a personality thing. I don't know what it is.
We all have different, thresholds,
right?
When it comes to just our ability to deal with BS in our lives, and that gauge is very different for everyone.
Yeah.
So for me, I can't hold it in for very long. Otherwise it just festers and I get like, it just becomes worse and worse. Like I fixate on something, and if it might not even be that big of a deal, but if I fixate on it for like longer than I need to,
right,
then in my mind it becomes a big deal. And then when I vent about it, then most of the times you would see that I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it needs to be. So I'd rather get it out sooner than later.
I'm just curious because if I go, yo man, fuck my whatever it is, and then like this spot disappears. You know what I mean? Like right. if this is a reflection of shit that I've been holding in, not just here but all over my body actually, then if I just kind of vent it out, like I don't know. I mean, I need to do it sparingly, obviously. Yeah. Obviously, I can't do it on the podcast where I call people's names out and companies out and, things like that. It would be like, don't fucking be idiots, right?
I mean, you and I, like every now and then I'm just like, I need a drink.
Right.
And like, you'll come have a drink with me.
Yeah.
That's one way, probably not the best way for us having gout to like relieve stress. There are other ways. I just can't get myself there. Like, I don't have a lot of privacy at home, so I can't listen to music because the baby's like asleep half the time.
Right.
But music helps me.
Right.
If I listen, like, that tingling feeling. Have you tried ASMR?
Yes, I have.
It doesn't really work for me, but I can get it. I understand when people say there's a tingle about it. Because I get that when I hear music that speaks to me. That's why I know that, I can't knock it. I can't knock at ASMR, even though I think it's silly sometimes.
Yeah.
Because people need to have that tingling feeling or that feeling of relaxation in whatever ways they get it. So.
Should we do this? The rest of the episode.
ASMR episode.
So in ASMR they like there's like ear cleaning sounds.
Yeah.
So it's like a they get the
but they use like a cotton one of those like I don't know what you call them.
Qtips?
Oh yeah. Okay. Not a Q-tip. But the actual ear scooper cleaner, and then on one end it's like this furry.
It looked like a dandelion.
Yeah, dandelion. I was thinking that too.
And you want to just
and they use that
blow it. They do that, and then like they get their mic, and then they start like 키 청소해드릴게요.
And they whisper, right? Yeah.
Maybe should we do our first like maybe the next episode we should do the whole thing like that. We'd be like, welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. How was your week? I bombed on stage the other day.
So stupid. Oh man.
What? You know what? I don't think it's ever been done.
What do you mean? Like a podcast? Like ASMR podcast?
Yeah, where you're trying to trigger the quote unquote tingle.
Oh, you know what? There are podcasts that are ASMR, but they don't have like guest and host.
Yeah.
or like, co-hosts where they're just doing.
We're just talking about life, right?
Yeah.
Where you go, I don't want to live anymore. but you do it in that way where there's a tingle. I think that'd be.
Yeah. I think it'd be more funny if we put ourselves in a situation where we had to whisper. Like we took the mics to like a funeral home or something, and then we're just like, all right, maybe we should be whispering now, out of respect to everyone there.
The Yukijang here is pretty good.
Oh, man.
By the way, the Yukijang at funeral places, is actually kind of always.
Oh
good.
yeah, it's yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, not funerals, but the office or the building where my dermatologist is.
Yeah,
they also have like a wedding hall.
Okay.
Right, so where people get married upstairs and they come down to eat, right?
Yeah.
And the part of me wanted to be a Korean wedding crasher today because
really?
I didn't eat, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, it smells kind of good, right? So I wanted, because they're not going to check anything.
Yeah.
The only thing they check was your temperature.
Yeah.
But I had to come here to record this podcast. Look, I know it may seem like I'm kind of making fun of ASMR, and I don't want it to come off like that.
Yeah.
I clearly I've listened to a few different types of ASMR.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I get it both ways about making fun of it because it's stupid. I'm just kidding.
That was
you can
Bobby Joy said it was stupid.
You can respect the game. I get it.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why I'm not like crazy about polka music. But I can respect the fact that people waste their money on that shit. So like, it's to each their own.
See, this is the shit that we need. We haven't been remotely controversial. So
right.
I need the fucking polka lovers to come and be like, Bob, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
And then I want the ASMR people to be like, you're a hater.
No, yeah. So sure, yeah. Why not? Like I'm down for a little bit of controversy every now and then.
You don't like starting? I like starting online fights.
It's good for us. It's good for them. We get more exposure. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not even that. Like I think I'm naturally an asshole.
Oh yeah,
I
can agree with that.
That likes to start shit. Just not because I mean it. It's just to be like what I didn't mean what I said. I just do it just to look at the reaction, to be like, that's how that's how fast you got triggered.
You're an asshole. You don't beat around the bush. Like you just want to like me. I think we're very similar.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to come off as an asshole.
Yeah.
But I am one.
Yeah. And I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that people, whatever they see me as. Because to the people to my people, again, this is
my
not,
people.
This is not a racial thing.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, to my people, meaning like my friends and family and the people that I truly care about. I try to be as empathetic and giving as possible.
Yeah.
Right. But for the rest of the people,
Yeah, I get it.
I don't give a fuck.
I think I need a little bit more of that, but also I'm kind of shifting towards that too. I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But now that everything is my family, my wife and son, and I just didn't realize how like exhausting it was, and it's making me really be like a what would you call it, like a emotional miser. I don't know, like
emotional miser.
Like I'm really like selective of where I'm gonna let my emotions be attached to.
Right.
So more so now, and so what ends up happening is that I start to like cut people out of my life. I start to not, not be as decent to like, I don't know, like,
but
everything.
you still are more giving than I believe you should be, right? But I go,
I don't know.
"Ah, but you're doing too much, man." Like, I'll be like, stop being so, like, there's parts of me that, I'll say it like, yo, stop being so nice, right? Like, but I'm like, that's you, and then me, where I'm like, nah, can you do this for me? No, not really. Is there money in this? No. What's the benefit of me? Like, I'm a little bit more, I guess, calculative in that way.
Yeah.
But then also giving.
I'm getting there though. I'm starting to not say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Although I do still say yes to things where people don't pay me. Like, I don't know. I brought that on myself. I think it's something I want to teach my son, not to, to know his value.
Right.
And to not just give everything away for free. That's something. I wish I could do it all over again.
Speaking of not getting paid, apparently, I was asked, and I haven't recorded yet. And if this comes out, I don't know if it's going to affect me in any way, but I'm not getting paid for it, so it doesn't really matter, right? I got asked to do a TED Talk.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But apparently, they don't get paid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are TED Talks still in? Is that like a thing?
I know Dumbfounded did one a while back.
Yeah, I mean, TED Talks were pretty huge. I want to say like before I moved to Korea.
Right.
Like, yeah. So now they're still doing them, and they're just getting desperate.
Clearly, it's me and like two professors and that guy Sam Mochiti.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So I don't. But
there's still like I'm not trying to knock it. I'm just kind of trying to understand why.
You're not trying to knock it. You just knocked it. Right? Where you go. And they're getting desperate.
Where is it going to happen? Is it like going to be
because
socially distant?
There's not going to be a crowd. There's no audience.
But it's on video recording.
Right.
They're going to record you giving how long do you have to talk for?
Maximum 18 minutes.
Oh. And it has to have like a meaning, like
I guess I don't know. I mean, like I've been trying to.
TED Talks, you're teaching, right? Or you're trying to like.
Well, the main theme of the whole for this round is like what connections bring us together. I gotta read it again, but it's something to that effect of connections bring us all together, or we're all connected.
Okay.
Right. So I go, in my mind, I have a kind of bullet points of what I want to talk about. But I haven't really sat down and been like, well, how do I make this fun, entertaining, and teaching, right? Or like, people come out of that going, okay, that was cool.
When is this happening?
I'm recording in the third or fourth week of July.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Right.
And you haven't finished your...
No.
Okay.
But that's how I treat...
Exciting.
My stand-up too,
Right.
But the thing is, if there was an audience, I know I can make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But there's no audience, so I can't really banter.
Yeah.
I just need to... Or not even banter, but I'd be like, like, hey, so let's talk about connection, like, whatever, and then... point at somebody in the audience.
Man, I feel bad that you're not getting paid because they're just basically asking you to help them keep afloat.
Yeah.
And the only thing you're getting in return is the fact that it's the TED platform.
Right.
And I don't know how like.
So I want to, for all those listening, this is what I want to happen. For the TED platform, there's a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
I want my video to have the lowest hits.
Yeah.
Like I want to set some sort of random record, and I'm not shooting for the top. I'm shooting for the fucking bottom.
Okay.
I want my video to have the least amount of hits on that channel. And I think I have a shot. Because they're going to be like, who?
Wait, is there a way for... I know you can search videos based on most popular videos. Can you change it to least popular videos?
Probably not. You probably go most popular and then you just scroll all the way down.
Or you do most viewed, and then you...
Which is most popular.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So just go most popular and just go to the bottom and be like, Danny's the last video on this thing. That's
your
my
bar.
goal. That's my bar. I think it's possible. I think it's me and like some other like some foreign language TED Talks. So, but on good news, it's official. On July 24th, my 30-minute special on Watch I Play comes out.
That's coming out finally?
Yeah, finally.
Awesome.
After 6 months.
Nice.
I'm like, yay.
Did you get paid for that?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So what are we gonna go eat that night?
Although, you know, again, my the venting part has to be outside of this podcast because I would have to throw a shit ton of people under the bus for this one.
Okay.
So I don't want to do that on the podcast. But
I thought you liked controversy. I thought you just like...
because the money hasn't come into my banking account just yet.
Okay. All right. I won't press you on it then. Oh, man, we've gone over an hour.
Hey!
Yeah, I think so.
Hey!
But yeah, that means we're having fun. I don't know. This podcast is interesting because when we first started the Noonchi Podcast, we were like, hey, let's try to, I mean, we have time on our hands, so let's like just do the most we can with it.
Right. Had
3 cameras set up.
Yeah.
We were editing it.
Right.
Like old school, like cuts by cuts. We had insertions of sponsors, and we were just like on it. Like we had like a bullet point list of things that we were going to talk about.
We did have that, guys.
And now this is where we're at. we're on one camera.
I want to rephrase what you just said.
Yeah.
You edited.
Yeah.
You bullet pointed.
Yeah.
You did all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would say though,
I'm giving you credit, man. You did all the work.
It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was just like, it took a lot of time.
Right.
And I get it now. Like, we should have started it this way.
Yeah.
And then once, you know, we would have, you only do that extra stuff if you
have a staff.
Yeah. No, if you're doing well.
Right.
You know, and you're getting sponsorship money or brand deals or making a lot of money, then you can start to put that back into the show.
Right.
But yeah, it just didn't.
But we try to fake it till we make it, and then.
But I'm glad we've done everything and anything
right
possible in podcasting.
Yeah,
and that's knowledge that we can use and keep and
right. And but there's one thing we didn't do.
What's that?
ASMR podcasting.
I thought we kind of did with the Pojangmatcha one, the Pyeonmek one.
No, we ate, but like what I'm saying is
that was more mukbang.
Yeah. If we did the whole hour.
Yeah.
If we think about it, if we did this whole hour.
Yeah.
Where we were just whispering into here, and even if we have to act out.
All right, let's just get it over with now. Let's do the last leg of this podcast. We'll just whisper and.
We'll just whisper. Yo, what the fuck you talking about? I wanted to do an whole hour of this motherfucker.
A whole hour is too long. What's that game that you do? It was from 500 Days of Summer, and you start off by saying penis in a room or in a public place,
and then you get louder and louder and louder. I think it's called the penis game. You can't play the penis game with ASMR.
Okay. Oh, this is silly.
You know, it'd be funny if we had like someone that's known to like for example, like a singer or a comedian or just anyone that they're known to use their voice and even project. You know, like a drill sergeant, right? Like you know, oh you damn maggots, right? And we have that person, and it'd be like, no, this is called the ASMR podcast. He's like, so the other day, I was talking to J Park, and I did a collaboration.
I want to get a beatboxer to try to do ASMR. You know, it's like beatboxers that like, they got time on their hands. Like, I always like feel bad for beatboxers. I don't know. Like, I don't know. They probably do much better than I've ever done as a musician.
You mean financially?
Yeah. But at the same time, like you're really pigeonholed. Like, it's just like,
you know, they have a machine for that, right?
And we know some really good beatboxers. And it's amazing what they do with that. But like, just like, I just don't know. I don't see where the road leads. Like, for me, it's now I'm shitting on beatboxers, but
yeah, this is great, dude. By the way, like, and you guys thought I was the asshole, right?
No, what's that guy's name? Does he have his name's Terry, right?
Korean FX.
Yeah. Say it again.
Korean FX.
Korean FX. Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I saw he did a collab with Solid.
Oh.
And he came in and beatboxed. Like, yeah, it was really cool. Like, I get it. I get it's not easy. It's really cool. It's fun. And when you hear it, when you see it live, it's exciting. Yeah. You know, really exciting.
It's a performance.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not knocking it, man.
I always ask Terry, do you use your beatboxing skills in the bedroom? Like when you go down on your girl and you go.
That sounded like the ASMR, but just louder. They do that like tongue clicking stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's basically beatboxing on a very quiet level. Right. We should hit up Terry and ask him to do like an ASMR episode. He'd probably he'd probably kill it. You know?
I don't know. I think it'll be too loud.
That's the thing. No, I'm saying he probably would be the one to explore it and then find the merit in it. You know, like find the cool in it, or the, you know, hit the right buttons.
I'm just saying that I don't think it's ever been done. Like ASMR content is things like, like they're doing this or like that kind of stuff, right? Like I've seen where they're like,
well,
what are you doing?
It's funny when they have the dishwashing gloves on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where is this going? Like, what are you doing?
So, but it's that, or maybe like, like when it comes to eating, like I'm eating ramen right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but like what? That's why I went. I don't think it's ever been done where like think of like, for example, Tiger Belly, right? Or Joe Rogan, for example. And he has a guest, and he's like, you know what? Today we're going to do a whole 3 hours ASMR, right? So he's like, what's up, fucker?
You know what is a great idea for a podcast? They should set up a podcast at plastic surgery offices. And it's like their exit interview. Like people that get their lips done. They're like, all right, we got to talk for an hour.
Called.
With your... That reminds me of your joke. I don't. We're gonna do Bobby.
Yeah, one more time. Come on.
Jokes,
for old time's sake.
So, this was the first time you were in Korea. I remember you told this joke at your first set in Korea, and you were like, "Oh, so I was on Karasuge, and I saw, this plastic face monster. I think is what you call it." I don't know. She had like a bandage around her whole face.
Yeah.
But was drinking a Starbucks mochaccino. I don't know, like a frappuccino through a straw. And you saw her straight up drink it like. What's that sound?
She goes, like, go home. Stay the fuck inside.
Like now I feel bad. Like I'm like talking shit about people that have plastic surgery. Like I know people that have plastic surgery.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't think of them any less, but I feel bad making fun of them.
No, because I remember going, I was in Karosugir and I thought I was in Egypt because I say all these mummified motherfuckers walking around.
It doesn't help that I just call them plastic face monsters.
I didn't say plastic face monsters. Now you threw me under the bus.
Yeah.
You put words in my mouth.
No, but I've been trying to like research getting a nose job because I heard. So you remember I told you I went to the doctor and they were like, you had an accident when you were a kid that you didn't fix,
right?
Because you have a deviated septum.
Yeah,
and it's true. I broke my nose when I was a kid. My parents didn't take me to the hospital because we didn't have insurance.
Right.
And they were just like, they just let me stay in bed for 2 weeks. And I didn't go to school or anything.
Right.
And this is what happened. And then now I have a crooked nose and I can't sing past a certain octave. And, but now I need to get it fixed because it's only going to get worse.
Right.
Apparently, like the skin's going to grow around. And it's getting harder for me to breathe at night when I sleep. So I wake up like every 10 minutes or something like that. I don't really get REM sleep, as they say, because I'm always waking up. So, but I hear if you get that fixed, in Korea, there's plastic surgeons that keep in mind that can fix your nose as well. Do that and like give you a better looking nose. So I was like, maybe I'll try that out.
So, okay, when you get a dent in your car,
yeah,
like you can go to them old Mexican fools that I take that dent out for you, right? And then
in a parking lot of
and then they buff it and it kind of looks like it's good, but it's not really. Like, you know what I mean?
Literally, I've been in that situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Or do you get a new bumper? Right. So my question with your nose is, are you just straightening it out and whatever, like fixing the deviated septum, or are you gonna get a brand new like Michael Jackson nose?
I don't know. Yeah, like I want to be able to wear sunglasses, because it only rests on one side of my nose. It's weird.
Oh shit! I didn't notice that.
Because I would wear it.
Yeah.
I have sunglasses.
Yeah.
But you know how it leaves an indentation?
Right.
Like, it's weird because I'll take it off and I have the one dent on one side of the nose. I'm just like, oh man, life is not good. Like I need there are things that we could do in this day and age to fix stuff like that. I'm an adult now.
I never knew that about, I mean, I knew about the crooked nose, but I didn't know about like the sunglasses where it's like, it's like, when you got a roller coaster, except one of the bars ain't working, so you just hold it on to this one. I didn't know about that. That's hilarious. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, man. I don't knock people with nose jobs and plastic surgery. I get it. Like with confidence, comes a better life. Sometimes, most of the time. Like I got braces. That's a form of like, making your life better situation. So I think I can do that with my nose. Yeah. I mean, more importantly, I want to breathe right.
Yes, that's the most important, obviously.
And everyone's like, aren't you afraid that your singing voice is going to change? I'm just like, do you think I really care about my singing voice? Like, I can tell you, like, I don't sell a lot of albums. So I get it. I'm not like a superstar. I'm not going to be one. But I sell enough, you know? And so if I get a nose job and I start sounding different and my fan base no longer wants to buy my music, it's only going to be like 10 people that I lose. Like, it's not going to be a lot of people.
Oh, he's changed, man. I knew him before the nose job. When he sounded different. Oh, he's changed.
Man, so, it's like, it's not going to be astronomically different.
I'm curious though, if you do or when you do get it.
Yeah.
Well, there's two things I'm curious about. I'm gonna like if you get like one of them like K-pop boy band like noses, I'll make fun of you.
Yeah.
I will make fun of you till the day you die.
I remember the first year I lived in Korea. One time, the Seoul Sausage guys came to visit, right? And we ended up going out with Chris's cousin.
Yeah,
is a plastic surgeon,
right?
And he's like a famous plastic surgeon in Korea.
Yeah, I
remember we went out and hung out that night, and he straight up. Oh, he brought two other of his colleagues with him that night, and we were talking, and he was straight up like, Bobby, you're a good-looking guy, man. And he pointed to he told his two colleagues, hey, look at Bobby. Good looking guy, right? He just needs a nose job. Like straight up. And I was like, a little butthurt. I was like, man, but there's a but, you know? But yeah, I get it. Maybe it's time for me to own up to the fact that I'm not perfect in many ways, and I'm still not going to be perfect after I get
yeah, that was what the nose is the big problem.
I just want to breathe right.
And
I might as well, like, while I'm in there, hey, why don't you throw some shit on it too, like, while it fixes it. Like, maybe I'll improve the quality of my life somehow.
It's like, this is almost the same as getting guacamole at Chipotle. Just some splurge. I'm gonna be under by, I don't know, actually I think they don't have anesthesia for it, but whatever, like if they're gonna be messing around with what's in there and stuff, they might as well, like, I might as well ask, hey, by the way, while you're fixing the important stuff, can you just like put it 2 inches that way? Like push it the other, or like, well, I think 2 centimeters I think they'd have to, right? For this, they're not. It's not just them cleaning shit out.
It might all be just internal, like under the skin or under this mess, So I don't know. We'll see. This was the most fun part of our conversation. Yeah. So
maybe we should
just start here.
Hey, welcome to the Noonchi Podcast.
The first half was like, oh man. I can't even remember what we were talking about. I feel like
you're the one that kept on talking about like you wanted to die and shit, and I was like, oh, okay, hey,
yeah. But now I don't. It's nothing's changed. I still want to die, but maybe with like a better nose. Hey,
but so if you get a plastic, if you die in Korea, right? Oh,
yeah.
This joke never works in Korea. Because the majority of people got plastic surgery in Korea. So every time I do plastic surgery jokes, they hate that shit, right? But I told this joke where I went, hey, so you know how, like, if you don't recycle properly, then you have to pay like $100 fine,
Right.
So when you die and you have plastic surgery, do you have to take off your nose? Or do you pay $100 fine when they bury your ass, right?
Right.
And they're just like,
because it's not biodegradable.
Yeah.
That part, right?
Yeah.
So like, same thing for breast implants, right? In Korea, if it's quiet, they just they implicate themselves basically.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have worked done here.
Yeah, and I was just saying it's fine.
It's fine.
Whatever. But I was just curious. It's not biodegradable.
Now I'm wondering, like, I mean, I see Korean people every day, like all my life. We live in Korea, right? I wonder if they're looking at me and being like, "How come he hasn't fixed that yet?"
Probably. Actually, probably.
Yeah. Right.
Because like, what I've noticed is that people will point at, like, if they know you, they'll be like, "Yo, what's up with why do you have that? What's going on over here?" Right? But I think people gave up on me. Now they don't even ask if there's shit growing on my face.
Dude, we were walking to lunch on Wednesday or Tuesday, I remember. And I remember they were, we were walking to like a Statpaguri, and there were people giving out pamphlets or like tissue boxes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a church or, some kind of like promotion thing.
Right.
And I saw this lady try to give me something, and you were right behind me talking with someone else.
Right.
And I saw her pull back. And he doesn't need these tissues. Like, I don't know. It kind of made me chuckle.
No,
It made me chuckle.
Not only that, when I'm like, like on buses or on subways, like the seat next to me is always like all right. like if like
it's not always empty, but it's always like you can tell that 고민하고 있어. Like
everyone avoids me and they're like, fuck, fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the seat next to me.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I just look scary / dirty.
Yeah, maybe because your face looks like a testicle. Because you got a lot of hair on your face, Like,
your hair looks like a testicle. Oh,
all right.
Maybe that's the title.
Silly.
Maybe that's the title of the podcast. Danny's face looks like a testicle.
All right, either that or
I think that's gonna get the yellow dollar sign, which doesn't matter because we don't make money off this shit. But for all the people that have messaged us about the when we're coming up with the podcast, we apologize for the break. Bobby and I were busy.
Yeah, we moved.
We moved.
We were in the middle of a move. We've only been here a week now.
Yeah,
and so we're still settling in. This actually won't be our final set. Danny and I. Oh, sorry. Hello. Danny and I were working on a really cool set.
Yeah.
We can't wait to share with you guys.
So once it comes out, you'll be like, oh,
yeah.
That's them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we might as well tell them we're making a pochangmacha set. That's why we already got this stuff like the makgeolli, 주전자. What do you call this stuff?
주전자, yes.
주전자?
Yeah.
How the heck did I remember that?
I know. Because you know why? Because I remember you said that you only remember Korean words that are useful to you. Yeah. And since you love makgeolli, the 주전자 is something that's useful to you.
So we got this. It needs to get some beating, or it's got to get some.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. See, that's why you would know how to say 코 수술. Because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and we will try to continue to be a little bit more. How do you say? We won't take 3 weeks off.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean. So we'll try to be more on a schedule. So
that was pretty. But a lot's going on.
Yeah.
These days, Shibar.
Yeah.
So.
But thanks for listening, and talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.